what we're doing here is we're talking about a 5-star experience and sharing with them that we have a 5-star promise. This is really important because I need to know what a 5-star experience means to them. So a script here that I would use, I would say, okay, so Chris, have you ever experienced a 5-star experience where you're like, man, that was 5-star. I'm going online, I'm clicking the 5 stars and I'm giving them a review.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you mind telling me about that experience?
Yeah, it was actually not too long ago. We stayed at a vacation rental, and man, I'll tell you what, it was 5 stars all the way.
So Chris, have you ever thought about what a 5-star experience would be when you work with me?
Not yet.
Well, if you could share with me maybe a little bit about if at the end of working together and we successfully sell your house for the price that you want, can you share with me, like, what are some of the key components that would need to exist for you to say that was a 5-star experience? What I'm doing here, Chris, is I'm extracting out of them what their expectations are. So I know before we even start, can I fulfill on these expectations? And then at the end of you sharing, well, if you do all these things, it'd be a 5-star experience. I'd say, okay, wow, that's fantastic. So let me ask you this question, Chris. If at the end of this experience, I produce that 5-star experience, would you be open to giving me a 5-star review? Okay, so I'm setting the expectation. I'm understanding what a 5-star experience is to them. I'm asking for the review in beginning. And then here's the last thing I would say is, Chris, if at any point during our transaction together, you feel like I'm not hitting that 5-star experience, would you please promise to let me know? And what I'm doing here is I am putting some of the burden of this 5-star experience on Chris, because how often do we work with a client and they have expectations we don't even know existed? For the most part, anytime I had a disappointed client, if I had known what their expectation of a 5-star experience was in the beginning or even during the transaction, I could have created that for them.
When you were saying, hey, what's a 5-star experience? I'm gonna say, well, this has to be easy for me. I've got 4 kids, I have a business, my wife, she's a teacher. We're very, active folks. We got heavy schedules. And so this needs to be easy. It can't be a burden. So then all of a sudden you can start.
Then I'd say, okay, Chris, can you share with me, when you say easy, what does that mean to you?
Well, I don't want to have to deal too much with like getting the home ready all the time to sell it. I don't want to, and I need ample time in advance to be able to get the home ready. I actually would really like to sell it very quickly because I don't want to have it on the market for a really long time. In fact, time is more important than price at this point.
So
now you know how to serve me, and you know how to talk to. Now you know what my hot buttons are. So throughout the rest of the presentation, you're instead we might, instead of talking about one thing, you might talk about, now because you said, right, that time is more important than the money, we're actually going to adjust the price a little bit so that we can get this done very, very fast, right? And then you start to so this is cool. This is good stuff.
Really, really important things there.